CBS Sunday movie. She was the perfect mother, the perfect wife, the perfect murder suspect.
For once, we're gonna nail somebody on a hospital death.
The DA claims she overdosed a patient.
You're innocent.
Now he's using her as an easy target in a trial for murder.
You doubled the morphine, didn't you?
Based on a shocking true story. Was it mercy or murder?
195 milligrams of morphine.
Oscar winner Patty Duke, Tom Conti, and Joe Regalbuto. Fatal Judgment. Next.
What's your hurry? You'll be half hour early.
Today's the day.
What day?
I find out if I got my raise. Charlie, tell the girls to stop listening to records. They have exams. And there's a chicken in the fridge for dinner.
Yeah. Good luck, Annie.
Yeah, man, I need a promotion. Yeah, man, I need a
Must be happy, lady.
Bring down to Massachusetts. Everybody's happy.
Hey, Ann, you keep driving like that, you're gonna be riding ambulance.
Hello, hospital. Be good to me. I deserve it. Hi. Pute's early as usual.
Hey, Ann.
Hi, Ann. Hi. I got it. My step and a half raise. I'm rich. We were rooting for you, Ann.
You deserve it, kid. Our favorite LPN. We knew you'd make it.
You RNs better watch out. Us licensed practicals are on the way up. You know, I'm still young enough to go back to school, get my RN, maybe a BS in science.
How about open heart surgery?
Right now, Lauren, I got the feeling the sky's the limit. Bye. What a character. All heart, all mouth.
But one of the best.
You know what she'd be great at? Counseling. I never saw anyone cheer up patients the way she does.
You're right. 3 more steps. Doctor says you need exercise. Ann, the 2 orderlies out today. Could you start on the beds? Sure. As soon as I get Eddie here to run the 100-yard dash.
Right.
Want to make $10?
Mr. Carity, that's not part of my job. Besides, you just had a coronary.
Not that, Annie. I want a beer.
You'll drink apple juice and like it, pal. Come on, roll over. All right, easy. Oh, you got your ID card. Just a minute. There you go.
Dr. Reichman, 401.
Congratulations on your raise, Ann.
Oh, Miss Bannerman. Thanks. It was really swell of you and the others, too.
Nonsense. You earned it. Ann, I need an updated report on equipment utilization for this floor. I'd rather you did it than the RNs. They're short-handed.
Would you get that?
Oh, sure. Right away. And could you take rooms 401 to 410? He'll have to go back to the pharmacy for some medication. Sure.
Good evening. Everything quiet?
What do you got to take? Mrs. Busick isn't too strong.
We'll have a look at her in a minute.
Sally, don't MDs initial medication orders anymore? They can sign later, but we give the medication now.
Gotcha.
Oh, dear. Martha. Poor lady.
Oh, she's worse, Anne. I can't sleep.
I know.
Oh.
Martha.
Oh.
It's me, Anne. Can you talk? You want something? Oh, dear God, no one should have to suffer like this. Don't worry, Dr. Tate's here. Oh, they're getting too good, Mare. Come on, baby, come on. Don't let her get it. Get away from me! Get an injury. Come on, baby. You can do it. Good girl. Oh, I quit. You guys are too tough for me.
No, Sam, Mom.
You quit it?
Brad, you win because Mom wins fun. Yeah.
Hey, cut it out. You want a barbecue, you need a table.
Not enough, Charlie. It's Sunday.
Okay, well, how about a little overtime, huh?
Save it for tonight, lover boy. What do you jocks get that, huh?
Probably one of your boyfriends, Lori.
No, Charlie. We could use some new outdoor furniture. Now that I got my raise, why not?
This'll be good as new. You marry a carpenter, you marry a guy who makes things last. Hey, cut it out. You said wait till later.
Mom, the hospital! Coming!
Mom, don't go to work. We hardly ever see you.
They need me, I go. That's how you get a merit raise.
Mom, you promised.
Hello.
Hi, Anne.
Who's this?
Sally.
Oh, Sally.
Just wanted to tell you Martha Busick died.
Oh, no. God rest her soul.
Well, she died early this morning. Her husband and daughter were with her. It was tough.
Thanks for calling.
Right. See you tomorrow.
They call you in?
No. Martha Busick died this morning.
Hey, don't let her ruin our barbecue.
Yeah, Mom, you always take it so personally when one of your patients dies.
You're gonna be sad all day.
I'll be fine, Mary. Honest.
I'll get the hot dog. You know, Mom, sometimes I wish you weren't a nurse.
Yeah, snap out of it, kid. Lots of nurses get used to it.
I'm not like lots of nurses.
Well, you did your best.
Could you come to my office in half an hour?
Sure, Miss Bannerman. What does Bannerman want with me?
Maybe the big codeine mystery. Shortages in pharmacy.
That's gotta be it.
You stole codeine?
You remember the nurse's aide, Russo? The girl had a toothache that was driving her up the wall. So I borrowed 2 codeine tablets for her. I couldn't let her suffer.
Tell her it's a violation, but it was a good deed.
Right. I'll tell her the truth. 2 tablets, no big deal.
Anne, Mr. Eastlake is a hospital representative, and he is here for you.
I don't understand.
Tell us about Martha Busick.
Mrs. Busick was in awful pain Friday and Saturday.
How did you know?
Well, she was moaning and crying and clutching her chest. She couldn't swallow the oral medication.
Were you on rounds with Dr. Tate?
No. But I saw him come out of Martha's room and talk with Sally Wilson. I heard what they said.
Tell us about it.
Sure. Dr. Tate seemed to be in a hurry.
Doctor, the oral solution isn't working. She's having trouble swallowing. Couldn't we try some other medication?
Sure, give her anything she wants, anytime. Just make her comfortable. She'll be dead in 24 to 48 hours.
How about morphine? 15 milligrams, subcutaneous, no time limit?
Fine.
I'll write the order. Morphine, 15 milligrams. I guess we continue the Valium. Do you want to get them?
Sure. Here's your shot.
Tell us about the rest of the evening.
I finished with the other patients about 10 p.m. When I went back to Martha, she was in terrible pain. She was crying out. So I gave her 30 milligrams of morphine.
Were you aware that the order was for 15?
Yes.
Why did you give her 30?
Dr. Tate said. I heard him say. Give her anything she wants, any time. Make her comfortable.
How was Mrs. Busek on Saturday night?
Worse.
How could you tell?
Tears were streaming down her face. She was clutching her chest.
And once again, you gave her 30 milligrams of morphine?
Yes.
Did Sally Wilson know?
Yes.
Morphine sulfate, 30 milligrams at 7 p.m. 30 milligrams at 8 p.m., at 9:15, at 10:15. The last entry reads at 11:15 p.m. This was some hours before Mrs. Busek died on Sunday morning. Why did you give Mrs. Busek so much medication?
To keep her comfortable. The other nurses felt the way I did. We didn't want her to suffer.
But the doctor's order was for 15 milligrams.
But Mrs. Busek was gonna die.
And between 5 and 11:15 p.m. on Saturday, you and the others administered 195 milligrams. Do you know the effect of such a dosage?
Well, I guess it would be enough to kill an elephant. God, I must have killed her.
We are going to have to put you on suspension for 3 days.
Oh. After the 3 days, can I come back to work?
Perhaps. That's all, Anne.
Dr. Tate will back me up. I know it. And the other nurses. We did what we were told. Ask them. When the 3 days are up, should I come in?
We'll let you know. I don't think she has any idea the kind of trouble she's in.
We've had cases like this before, so has every hospital.
I'm afraid this was more flagrant. If these charts hadn't been brought to my attention, we never would have known. Now we have no choice. The accreditation board did not give us a clean bill of health. And if they come across this Busek matter...
The nurses didn't try to hide anything. They recorded all the morphine they gave her. They weren't trying to get away with something.
True, but what they did looks bad. Our lawyers recommend that we turn this material over to the district attorney. Otherwise, we become a part of the problem.
It's a pity. She's one of our best.
Which doesn't make it any easier for me.
Hi, Annie.
Hey, hold it down. Let me get organized.
Sure. Sure, I got all the time in the world.
Not now, Charlie, please.
I do something wrong?
No. I had a problem at the hospital tonight.
We all have problems.
Yep. I was suspended. 3 days.
What happened?
Martha Busek.
She died, right? You were all upset over that.
The hospital says that I and 2 other nurses gave her overdoses of morphine.
Did you?
No. Well, yes. The doctor said we could. Not an overdose, but he said give her anything she wants to make the poor woman comfortable. Every nurse knows what that means.
What does it mean?
It means keep the patient free from pain, especially if they're going to die in a day or 2. The doctor said so.
Sounds to me like you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I guess you're right. 3 days, I'll be back at work.
Sure you will. I mean, they just gave you a raise. They know you're good.
That's right. Bannerman even congratulated me. I can't believe this is going anywhere.
Nah, sure it was some kind of mistake.
Maybe you're right. I just wish Dr. Tate wasn't on vacation. He'd clear this up in a second.
What do you say, Annie? It's howdy-doody time.
Tomorrow, Charlie, tomorrow. I got a 3-day vacation. There'll be plenty of playtime.
Okay. Okay, I'll take a rain check. Hey, don't worry yourself sick over this.
I'm not. 3 days around the house. Do some sewing, make a room. Then I'll be back to work. Good night, Charlie.
Night, Annie.
Good night, Charlie. Good night, Martha.
Hey, Mom, you know I don't like watery eggs.
Cook them yourself.
The eggs are great, Mom. Lily, lay off. Mom's got other things on her mind.
Mary, you're gonna be late.
Okay, Mom, I'll be right there.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Is Sally Wilson there?
Can you hold on, please?
Hold on. Tell her it's Anne Capute.
Hello?
Sally, Anne. Any news?
Bad news, Ann. Bannerman suspended me and Lauren also.
What about me?
You've been suspended another 3 days.
3 more days?
Yeah.
Guess we have to just sweat it out.
What else can we do?
Right. I guess nothing to worry about. Bye, Sally.
Bye.
You really gonna be working soon, Mom?
Oh, sure. This is just some bureaucratic goof up. Hey, you sound like you don't want me around the house. Miss Bannerman, you got a minute?
What are you doing here?
This thing, my suspension, is it going to be straightened out soon because I got bills to pay?
I understand your concern, Anne. You know I'm fond of you.
Dr. Tate, Sally, Lauren, have you checked them out? I don't understand this, any of it.
Anne, I am afraid that your interests and the hospital's have, well, diverged. I suggest you talk to a lawyer.
A lawyer? You mean I'm going to have to sue to get my job back?
I'm sorry. I've told you more than I should.
I never authorized the increased dosages of morphine.
Anne Capute told us you said give her anything she wants, anytime. She'll be dead in 24 to 48 hours. She says she overheard you say that to Sally Wilson.
I didn't say that.
Did you sign the medication order?
No, I didn't.
Miss Bannerman and I have talked to the lawyers. They feel that as attending physician, you should notify the medical examiner about Mrs. Busick's death.
All right.
We've been in touch with the district attorney. It's obligatory in cases of a suspicious death.
That serious?
Could be.
Sally, can you recall your conversation with Dr. Tate?
Let's see. I talked to Dr. Tate outside Mrs. Busick's room. Anne Capute was there. I told him Martha was having trouble swallowing, so he changed the order to morphine subcutaneous. He said, give her anything she needs to make her comfortable. She's only got 24 to 48 hours to live.
What then?
He said give her about 15 milligrams of morphine. So I wrote down 15 milligrams, subcutaneous, no time limit. Keep her comfortable.
Then what did you do?
I wrote the order and went to get the morphine.
Did Dr. Tate sign the order?
No.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Charlie.
It's here. It'll be here. It's got to be here. I'll be working tomorrow. Junk mail, ads, bills. It's here. It's here. Charlie? It's here. Your employment is terminated effective May 22nd, 1980 as a result of your nursing performance relative to Martha Busick. Charlie, I'm fired.
That's crazy.
It's a mistake. I'll talk to Bannerman. No, I'll go over ahead.
They got no reason to fire you. You okay?
They have absolutely no right to do this. I want my job back. This is Nurse Anne Capute. I need to speak to Dr. Tate right away. It's urgent.
Is it about one of his cases?
No, it's not about one of his cases. Well, not one of his current cases.
I'm sorry he can't come to the phone right now.
He can't come to the phone now.
No.
How about tomorrow?
Well, why don't you try back then?
Thanks a ton.
Hello?
Sally Wilson, please.
Yes?
Sally.
She's not in.
Oh, she's in the home.
No.
Just tell her Anne Capute called.
They loaded that woman up with 195 milligrams of morphine in 6 hours.
Without a written order from the doctor?
Nurse Sally Wilson took notes. Give her anything she needs to make her comfortable. The doctor says he gave no such order. And then Wilson also wrote down 15 milligrams as needed. No time limit. Keep patient comfortable.
All right, we're moving on this one.
Should we start talking to hospital people?
Subpoena everything on the Busick death.
Elton, let's bring the lumber up here.
Where's Charlie?
Coming back.
Charlie. Charlie. It's in the paper about me.
I heard it on the radio this morning.
Did they mention my name? What did they say?
They said it was a mercy killing.
What liars! We did what we were told. Did they say anything about the doctor?
Just the nurses.
Oh, I see what's going down here. Somebody raised a fuss about the Busick case. Hospital scared, so we find some nurses to take the heat.
I don't get it. Why should the DA go after you?
I don't know.
You are just a person who takes orders from doctors. Look, I gotta get back to work. Hang in there, kid. I got a bet on you.
A Harvard-trained medical expert labeled the death suspicious and said that Mrs. Busick may not have died of cancer, but of a morphine overdose administered by nurses at the hospital.
Meredith, please. I want to hear this.
One
Well, I
source
don't.
says that the 3 nurses who were fired
Hey!
That was about you.
Meredith, you have to believe your mom. I didn't do anything wrong.
Then why'd they fire you?
It was a mix-up. They'll hire me back.
Papa said you'll never get your job back.
Come on, there. Come on. Lighten up, huh? Have you ever known your mother to back away from a fight? I worked hard to become a nurse. Your old lady was a checkout girl, a key punch operator, a waitress, a school bus driver. But I got to be a nurse. I love my job, and I'm not going to give it up.
Hi, Papa.
More stuff about, you know.
Meredith, Papa and I have to talk. One in the house. Mercy killing a mistake. One of the nurses was quoted as saying, I just wanted to stop her suffering. I gave her enough morphine to kill an elephant.
You say that?
I was under pressure. It's a dumb thing to say, I know. Charlie, you know me. My mouth runs faster than my brain.
I talked to the guys on the job. They say the best lawyer around is a guy named Piscatelli in Brockton.
I have a lawyer.
This guy's the best. Expensive, but the best.
We have no money, Charlie. We're doing the best we can with Macy. This other lawyer, what's his name?
Piscatelli.
He's probably some fancy Harvard guy. We don't have the money.
Anything new on the Busick death?
It boils down to 3 nurses, Wilson, Davis, and Capute. The Capute woman practically confessed to a supervisor.
All right, we go for indictments today. For once, we're gonna nail somebody on a hospital death.
We talking manslaughter?
Murder 1.
A medical expert is quoted as saying that Mrs. Busick's cancer was not terminal. She had many years to live, and that the morphine ended her life. God, that's all we ever heard. Terminal. I gotta talk to you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm being set up. I know it. They're concocting a case against me and the other nurses.
You said you were following orders.
They'll squirm out of that. Don't you see? The hospital, the administrators, the doctors, the DA now. They're building a case against me because I have no clout.
No, look, my friend says half the time the DA doesn't even follow up. Believe me, these guys know they got relatives in the mob.
Well, no one in our family is that classy, so I guess we're in trouble. Charlie, what am I going to do?
I told you, go to that lawyer, Piscatelli.
Hello? Yes, it's Anne Capute. Who? The Gazette. Can't you people let us sleep? A statement about what? I've been indicted. First-degree murder. What, is this a joke? No. No, I have nothing to say. Oh, God. They weren't kidding. Charlie, what am I going to do? They'll send me to jail. I'll die before that happens. I'll kill myself before I let them lock me up. I will. Oh, God. Help me.
Here we go.
Hold still.
Wasn't for the honor, I just as soon skip this.
The jurors for the Commonwealth on their oath present that Anne Capute, on or about the 17th day of May in the year of our Lord, 1980, did assault and beat one Martha Busick with intent to murder her, and by such assault and beating did kill and murder the said Martha Busick. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Defendant will be free without bail on her own recognizance in view of a lack of criminal record.
Assault and beat, is that what I did?
Legal mumbo jumbo.
Oh, there she
Any statement, Ann?
Have you talked to Mr. Busick?
What does your family think about
Why
it?
don't you leave her alone?
Give me a break, I gotta make dinner. What about the assault and beat charge? Oh, sure. Too Mr. Compute, they called me in nursing school.
What question is it?
This is Anne Capute. Is Lauren Davis there? She's not. Tell her I called. No other message.
Your old friend. Giving you the cold shoulder, right?
Seems that way.
I mean, you worked with Lauren. Told me how much she liked you.
She did. Maybe she still does. Honey, look. We're on our own now. Lauren's lawyer and Sally's lawyer. They asked for separate trials. The DA decided to go after me first.
That's not fair. Why you?
Because I'm the point man. I'm the one who goes out to draw the enemy fire. The LPN, the bedpan jockey, the one who does the scut work.
It's a bummer, Mom.
Susan? Susan, you're my oldest. Can I dump on you?
Anytime.
I don't think I did enough for Martha Busick. I don't think I do enough for any of the ones that are really sick. The ones that die.
Oh, come on, Mom. I have never known anyone as kind as you. You are the hardest working nurse in the world.
I'm glad you think so. I'm gonna beat this thing. I am not gonna be done in by something that wasn't even my fault. Are you with me?
Am I ever?
Nobody messes with my mother.
Ready? Mine over here.
I always wanted to be a nurse. I struggled. My family sacrificed so I could become a nurse. I would never dream of hurting anyone.
Are you going to plea bargain? You know, go for a lighter sentence.
Absolutely not. Mrs. Capute is innocent.
Is a verbal order for medication from a doctor unusual?
No. They do it all the time. What the other nurses and I did, we just followed orders. Mrs. Busick was in agony. She was terminal.
How did you know she was terminal?
How'd I know? Everybody knew.
Was it a mercy killing?
No!
Absolutely not.
I wasn't trying out for euthanasia, nurse. We didn't hide anything. We recorded every drop of medication we gave her.
But you doubled the morphine, didn't you?
But we were told to give her anything she needs.
Time. Not expected to play the remainder of this game. Here is Bird.
All right, yeah.
Oh, it's those damn reporters again. Somebody chase them away. Susan, go tell them to get lost.
Well, don't listen to me when I do it. You do it.
I said tell them.
Charlie, it's your house. I'm your wife. Don't send my daughter to do your job.
My job? What is my job? To have my house invaded because...
Say it. Because your wife is going on trial.
Stop.
Stop. I can't stand
Go
it.
away. My mother has nothing to say.
Move over, Sally. Move over. Here he comes.
Hey.
You got 2 minutes to get out of here before I get my shotgun.
Zoom in. Zoom in.
You satisfied?
You learn anything new about your wife?
Same garbage. Guy keeps saying Busick wasn't terminal.
That's not what Dr. Tate said. Hello out there. Did you hear me?
What do you want me to say?
Show a little interest, Charlie. I mean, who else in your crowd has a wife who's indicted for first-degree murder?
You expect too much from me.
Like what? Coming to court when I get arraigned? Charlie, you're like people I see at the hospital all the time. A husband or a wife gets deathly sick. They walk away from it. They can't take it. That's you.
I told you, go to that lawyer in Brockton.
Is that all you have to offer? What about sticking up for me? Coming to court. Keeping those reporters off my back.
Well, maybe I'm scared also. Scared for you, for the kids, what this is doing to us.
I get it. It's my fault. Sure. It's Anne's fault. You think I killed her.
Jeez, you twist everything. I didn't say that. You want it flat out? Maybe you did louse things up. Always trying to be smarter. The RN's up the dose, you up the dose. Haven't you learned by now to keep your nose clean? People like us don't make decisions. We don't go out on a limb for anybody. We don't take chances. We watch our step. Maybe you forgot that.
You're on the DA side.
I'm not. I'm trying to tell you.
Don't tell me anything. Not another word. I'll go to another lawyer. A divorce lawyer! Anne Capute, you deserve to die. Didn't you have any religious training? Don't you know God punishes people like you? Don't you know you should sign your name to garbage like this? Mary, I thought you had a dancing class this afternoon.
It's canceled. Mom, what are you doing?
I was just gonna dust. It's okay, Mary. It's okay. I had a lawyer, a nice guy, but I kept hearing you were Top Gun. My husband, my friends, they said, go see Mr. Piscatelli.
Ben, tell Miss Capute our secret.
Ever since someone started leaking your story to the press, Mr. Piscatelli was hoping you'd show up.
Well, here I am, frightened and penniless. A Top Gun must get a top price. What'll this cost?
I'll need a $20,000 retainer. Before this is over, it could be $250,000.
The 20,000 had me scared stiff. The $250,000 is so idiotic, I can't even think about it. How are you going to get it?
I might go after the hospital for damages. After you're acquitted, of course.
Of course.
Put the money out of your head. First-degree murder means a long time in jail.
I'd die first.
I bet you would. Right. No more press conferences. No more shooting your mouth off. No more, it could have killed an elephant. You should look ashamed. I want your ideas, your opinions, your recollections, but I'll decide what we use. I am the final word.
Do I have a choice?
When did you learn that Martha Busick was terminal?
The night Dr. Tate gave Sally Wilson the order. But all the other nurses thought she was going to die soon.
Yeah, are you sure that Dr. Tate said she only had 24 to 48 hours to live?
Sally heard him, so did I.
What about the thing with Bannerman and Henry Eastlake? I mean, did you say I must have killed Martha Busick?
I guess so.
Well, did you?
Yes. I was scared. They kept reading these dosages to me. And I have a big mouth and I tend to panic. And I have this thing about Miss Bannerman. I respect her more than anyone at the hospital. She encouraged me. She helped me get my raise.
You knew damn well that you didn't kill Martha Busick. Did you kill Martha Busick?
I don't know.
Did you want to kill her?
No.
Did you double the dosage so she'd die?
No.
Did you disobey orders by increasing the morphine?
No.
Oh, come on, wake up. You're innocent.
I can't tell you how pleased I am you're defending Capute. She's gonna need a heavy hitter like you, Pat.
How's the seafood salad, okay?
That's terrific. Veal chop all right? Thank you.
The Commonwealth won't be sorry if I buy, will they? I invited you.
This is a pleasure for me, so we'll go Dutch, all right? It's funny, we've never gone head-to-head.
Ali versus Frazier?
This may just be a warm-up for you.
Right.
I've heard a rumor that the Busick family may hit everyone with a civil suit. Hospital, the doctors, the nurses, your client.
One case at a time, okay?
Right. Well, now, look. Don't let it ever be said that James Steele is not a cooperative DA. My file on the murder of Martha Busick.
Alleged murder, Mr. Steele, alleged.
Pop?
Hmm?
Can we talk to you?
Sure.
I saw Mom holding that little gun.
The 38?
She had a funny look on her face.
We want you to keep the gun rack locked. And hide the key.
She told me she just might go off and have an accident. And then she laughed and said she was kidding.
Kidding? I shiver whenever I see Mom holding a knife. Daddy, lock it.
Okay. Listen to me now. Kids have nothing to worry about.
And listen, we all gotta keep an eye on Mom.
Did you ever shoot your husband?
Which husband? I've had 3.
Did you ever shoot any one of them?
No. Where'd you dig that up?
Well, DA's been talking to people, and he's made a list of things that have been said about you. And one of them is Anne shot her husband on the stairs. Now, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Is this something you might have said?
Nope.
We have to be ready for all kinds of stuff, you know. Is there anything that you want to tell me?
I used another girl's name in high school record. It was the only way I could get into nursing school. Big deal. I finished in the top 3rd of my class. I have the highest rating at the hospital.
You realize that if you lie under oath, they may not believe anything you say.
I don't tell lies. I may have done some dumb things, but I don't lie.
We'll beat this. We'll beat it. You know, I didn't take this case because I thought it would make me rich. I took it because I think you're being railroaded.
I hope I don't last up your winning streak.
Ah, come in. Ah,
You two need a break. Anne looks exhausted.
good idea.
Is he this tough on you and your children?
Tougher. But we let him hang out here anyway.
Thank you both for being so kind to me. You may be the only ones who believe me.
Annie, good news. My mother came through.
$20,000. I may just look at it for a whole day before I give it to Pat.
Maybe you'll stop bugging me that I don't do anything for you.
Thanks a bunch, Charlie. I had to twist your arm to get you to ask your mother.
So what? She lent us the dough, didn't she? I asked her, yeah?
We asked.
Look, I know this whole thing is rough on you. I understand why you want to dump on me, okay? I ain't told you everything.
Like what?
My mother said after you got indicted, she said...
What'd she say?
She said she'd set me up on that land she owns in upstate New York. Help me, build a house if I, If I walked out on you.
Did she? Well, go then. Maybe I'll be better off.
I don't want to. I turned her down. This is my life also, Annie.
Is it? Then why don't you start acting that way?
I do what I can. I can't just stop going to work. We're in debt up to our armpits. This mess you got us into, the expenses, the trial.
Yeah. Get out. I don't need you. I don't need you at the trial.
Before you go in, you still saying that?
Morning.
Is your client guilty?
Yes, she has no comment. She's innocent.
Turn this way, Mr. Piscatelli.
Just one question here.
Excuse me, how did you get
What are your intentions?
Excuse me. She comes right now. She's with her attorney.
Historic place, Fall River Courthouse.
No kidding?
And they tried Lizzie Borden here, the axe murder.
You sure know how to cheer up a defendant, Ben.
All right.
What's going on here? Miss America contest?
Something new, televising trials.
I was worried about jail. Now I have to sweat out my Nielsen rating.
What is this? What is this? Better camera angles for the DA?
I didn't care for the arrangement. Any objections, Counselor?
I can handle it. You quoted in the press. Piscatelli is not only a good lawyer, he's also a great actor.
DA wants a camera on him. Lots of close-ups.
Maybe I can get Jane Fonda to play me. That'd show him.
All rise. Supreme Court, Commonwealth of Massachusetts is in session. His Honor Judge Josiah Clay presiding.
That woman murdered Martha Busick. Martha Busick was not dying of cancer. Dr. Tate had plans for more radiation treatments. Martha Busick had a future, but Anne Capute took her future away. She admitted she gave Martha Busick enough morphine to kill an elephant.
That damn elephant again.
Further, we will prove that the defendant did intentionally violate doctor's orders. The Commonwealth will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Anne Capute did with premeditation murder one Martha Busick. In honor alone, she intentionally
You're so kind to me. I won't ever forget you, Anne.
Martha Busick was not dying of cancer. Dr. Tate had plans for more radiation treatments. Martha Busick had a future. But Anne Capute
I hate him.
It's nothing personal.
Nothing personal. It's after my neck.
Further, we will prove...
Isn't bad enough to tell lies about me. I gotta see it on the 6 o'clock news.
Mom, we want to watch that.
Yeah? Read about it in the Boston Globe. I swear, if it wasn't for Pat, I'd pack it all in. Ram my car through a brick wall.
Mom, cut it out. How about giving me a little credit, huh? I'm the one who kept telling you to go see Piscatelli.
You did, Charlie. And right now, he's all that stands between me and prison.
Did Dr. Tate tell you that your wife was terminally ill and would die in a matter of weeks?
He said a couple of months.
Yeah. Do you recall someone putting a hand on your shoulder and saying, Mr. Busick, it'll be okay now. We have a change in medication. Your wife won't suffer anymore.
Mrs. Capute.
Yeah. Mr. Eastlake, as a hospital administrator, would you say that a licensed practical nurse like Anne Capute is kind of the low person on the totem pole?
That's correct.
Are you aware of your hospital policy, which permits a doctor to write narcotic orders, PRN, that's as necessary, allowing such a nurse to exercise her own discretion as to how much to give?
Objection.
Sustained.
Thank you. That'll be all.
He said they heard it. That's what counts, right?
Mm-hmm. Dr. Tate, on the 16th of May, did you change Martha Busick's medication chart?
Yes, around 5 o'clock.
What did you change the order to?
I told Miss Wilson to use 15 milligrams of morphine intramuscular every 3 hours as needed, PRN, for pain.
And what did the nurses say?
I heard Mrs. Capute say, "Don't worry, doctor, we'll take good care of Mrs. Busick."
And is that the order recorded on the doctor's order form in front of you?
No.
Doctor, would you tell us what is recorded on the order form?
It says, give morphine 15 milligrams sub-Q PRN, no time limit, make her comfortable, continue Valium IM, and then it says Dr. Tate.
Did you sign that?
No.
Who signed it?
Nurse Wilson.
Is that the order you gave, Doctor?
It is not.
Doctor, how does that order differ from the order you gave?
The order I gave was an order for morphine 15 milligrams, the correct dose, but IM, intramuscular rather than subcutaneous. I have never written an order that way.
And what else?
PRN.
And PRN, you've testified, means as needed.
Yes. The problem is orders are always given with a frequency, such as every 2 hours, every 3 hours, every 4 hours. So the frequency is not there.
And what about the phrase, no time limit?
That is not an order that I use.
Doctor, what else differs from the order you gave?
Make her comfortable. I have never used that.
Look at them. They can't wait to see me put away.
Now look at this medication chart. It's not just Anne's name here. Look, that's Wilson, that's Davis, and that's, wasn't it, Haley?
We'll take good care of Mrs. Busick. He made me sound like a mafia hitman.
Come here. Come here. Look at this chart, this one.
Is this entry on the medication chart initialed?
Yes. AC.
And who is AC?
Anne Capute.
What is the next notation?
115, and there's an initial JH. I
Can't make out who J.H. is.
I want the jury to hear all the names. The fact is that several nurses other than Anne Capute were involved.
Do you mind? He's testifying.
I do mind.
Mr. Steele, continue, please.
Your Honor, the defense agrees that the initials AC appear throughout. We agree so as not to waste time going through the entries one by one.
I will permit Mr. Steele to continue.
I think he's ready.
What about 1015? What is the dosage there?
That's also 30 milligrams.
And is that your order, Doctor?
No.
I see. What is the last dosage given, Doctor?
45 milligrams.
Is that your order?
No.
I didn't give her that shot. Sally did.
Doctor, would you total from 5 o'clock to 11:15 the amount of morphine given to your patient?
195 milligrams of morphine.
Without me, fellas. Listen, guys, I love you both, but I got a feeling I'm doomed. It dawned on me after hearing Tate and Steele double-team me. My God, they're gonna hang a murder up on me.
Wait no Pat takes on Tate.
I gotta stretch.
Take it out, take it out, take it out.
How's she doing?
Not great, not great. You know, something is bothering me about that last 45 milligrams of morphine. You know, the dose that she didn't give Mrs. Busek. Dig up Bannerman's statement. Let's have a look. There's something. How soon should a doctor sign a medication order after it's given, Dr. Tate?
The order should be signed within a reasonable amount of time.
I guess you mean a reasonable amount of time as interpreted by a doctor. In other words, you thought that 3 weeks was a reasonable amount of time. You know, that would be all right. Could it be that you wouldn't sign the order at all? Is that what you're saying?
No, I am not.
Did you say on May 16th that Martha Busek looked hopeless?
Not that I recall. I may have.
You didn't change your testimony because you saw me walking to the table to get the tape recorder, did you? You recall a conversation you had with a state policeman representing the district attorney. And you said Martha Busek looked hopeless. Would you like to hear it? You also say she would scream in pain. Every nurse dreaded to see her. If they touched her the wrong way, Mrs. Busek would scream and cry and sob. Did you say that?
I may have.
Is it your policy, doctor? When a patient is considered to be terminally ill, to give larger doses than normal in an attempt to suppress or alleviate the pain?
It is not.
Is it done by other doctors at the hospital?
Objection.
Counsel, approach the bench. Mr. Piscatelli, what's your point?
Your Honor, I offer this to show the state of mind of my client. Others were getting larger doses. This was known to her. It's known that terminally ill patients get larger doses. I would show that this is why it was increased. This is crucial to our defense.
I regard it as inadmissible.
What is a no-code order, Doctor?
I don't ever use no-code orders.
What? A no code is an order given to a nurse not to make any heroic attempts to revive or resuscitate a patient who is dying. Isn't that so?
It can be so, yes.
How about a no time limit order? Have you ever seen one of those given at McCook General?
Yes.
You ever seen a no time limit given where a patient was considered to be terminal?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you at any time indicate the plan for Mrs. Busick was to make whatever time was available to her as pleasant as possible? Because you knew that Martha was going to die soon.
Something to that effect, yes.
Have you ever considered the fact, if there is evidence of a no time limit order given by you, then you could be sued for negligence or malpractice?
I don't give no time limit orders.
Have you ever considered the fact that you might have an awfully large suit for malpractice on your hands brought by the family of Martha Busick?
I have given no incorrect orders in this case.
On the other hand, if my client were convicted of anything, you'd be off the hook, wouldn't you? Did you at any time say to the physician who took over for you when you went to Paris, I do not expect Martha Busick to be here when I return from Europe?
I did. What I meant was...
No further questions, thank you.
You know how you keep your pasta from sticking together? You add just a little oil to the water.
Come on, Daddy. We taught you that.
Get out of here.
I hope Mom had a good day. We want to cheer her up, right?
The whole idea, we make dinner for her. Gloria, don't forget the wine.
What is this? New fast food joint.
We figured we owed you a dinner.
To celebrate the way Piscatelli did a job on that doctor.
Oh, well, I'm not all that hungry, but a glass of wine might help.
Come on, Mom. Don't come out on us.
I'll try not to.
You hardly touched your food. Guess I can't do anything right, huh?
Daddy, your dinner was terrific.
I'm sorry, Charlie. Well, at least when this mess is over, I'll be thin. Thin or dead.
Mom, cut it out.
I think you're the only one with problems. That was ground round I bought, $2 a pound.
With my life on the line, I can't worry about the price of ham.
Well, I worry. The kids ought to know we are 40 grand in the hole.
And that's my fault again?
Well, whose fault is it?
Look, Daddy, stop it! I don't have the time for this
Just
today.
holler at your mother. She started it.
Okay. Truce. I really am sorry, Charlie. Your dinner was terrific. I just don't have much of an appetite. Could you guys do me a favor? Just pray with me.
Pray?
Yeah, hold hands. We'll bow our heads. Dear God, please take care of this family. Be good to my husband and my children. Whatever happens to me, thank you. Amen. My beloved daughters, when we were all together in the kitchen this evening, it dawned on me how much I love all of you. The thought of having to leave you all is terrifying.
What you doing? It's 3 a.m.
Household notes. Go back to bed, Charlie.
Not unless you come with me.
Maybe you don't think so, but I worry about you. I'll try to do better.
Dr. Ash, you took over the care of Martha Busek from Dr. Tate, did you not?
I did.
Is it fair to say that when a person is terminally ill and in excruciating pain, that is the policy of doctors, hospitals, to allow that person to die without pain by use of a no-code order given to the nurses?
I use a slightly different terminology. I write death with dignity.
Would you explain to the jury what death with dignity means when you write that on a hospital record?
If someone's death is imminent, if resuscitation would only prolong a person's life who is in extreme pain, I would write death with dignity.
And this procedure has been in use for some years now at McCook General Hospital.
I am aware of it being there for at least 3 or 4 years.
Would the use of morphine be one way of carrying out orders to prevent pain in a person known to be terminal?
Yes.
I asked Anne to describe to me the effects of that dose on the patient, Mrs. Busek, and Anne stated to me that it would kill her. My God, it would be enough to kill an elephant. God, I must have killed her.
Miss Bannerman, based on your training and experience, do you have an opinion as to whether or not safe nursing practices were used by the defendant, Anne Capute, in her nursing care of the late Martha Busek?
In my opinion, safe nursing practices were not followed.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
State of war now exists between us and McCook General. Miss Bannerman, earlier you used the standards of the government's health and human services departments to define good nursing practices. Are you familiar with their review of hospital procedures at McCook General?
I am.
Was there a deficiency in their policy of reporting the adverse effects of drugs?
That's correct.
You've studied these hospital charts, medical charts?
I have.
None of these charts contain the names of doctors they're supposed to, right?
That's right.
By the way, did you know that Mrs. Busek had a thoracic laminectomy?
Yes.
I just happened to notice on one of these pages it says a lumbar laminectomy. They didn't give her the wrong operation, did they?
Pat, look at this. When Steele interrogated her, you remember he made a stink about my notes that Martha was unresponsive?
Yeah.
Right, he got her to say it meant the patient was probably comatose, and she couldn't make known she wanted more painkiller.
So what? What?
Take a good look.
Hey, if you keep this up, you'll be in law school. Look at that, look at that. Incidentally, I've been reading your mail. People are on your side. Times they are changing.
You read the jury's mind?
Miss Bannerman, here are the nurse's notes. Now, you used the word unresponsive, uncomplaining, unable to communicate. Is that right?
That's right.
Please put your finger on the word unresponsive.
I can't put my finger on it.
Because it's not there, right?
That's correct. But not responding is there.
So, for all you know, when Anne Capute wrote not responding, she could have meant that Martha Busick was not responding to medication. Right? Is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement.
Huh? Now, when you interviewed Anne Capute on May 22nd, did you tell her that after she left Martha Busick that previous Saturday, that another nurse went in and administered a further 45 milligrams of morphine to Mrs. Busick? I mean, did you tell her that before she made the statement, "I must have killed her"?
I don't remember telling Anne that.
You didn't think it was important to tell her that. So, when my client said I must have killed her, she said it without knowing that another 45 milligrams of morphine had been given. An hour later, I mean, after she left.
It is possible that Anne made that statement without knowing that another nurse had administered 45 milligrams.
Didn't you think it was important to tell her that?
I won't allow that question, Counselor.
You interviewed 8 people, nurses, supervisors, concerning Martha Busick's death.
Yes.
Were there any notes taken of these interviews?
There weren't any notes taken during the interviews.
8 people interviewed an average of 2 to 3 hours, and not one single solitary note taken.
That's correct.
Wow. Do you recall a press conference where Anne was asked, "Anne, did you intend to kill Martha Busick?"
Yes.
Yeah. Did Anne reply, "No, of course I didn't intend to kill her. I mean, I wasn't trying out for euthanasia, nurse." Did she say that?
Yes. That is an important point that I haven't testified to.
Did you not think it important that the jury should be made aware of that fact?
Oh, I
Banham. Miss Banham. You have been provided with immunity from any prosecution. It happens as a result of the Busick case. Is that so?
I have.
Mm-hmm. And you refused to disclose any information until such time as that immunity was given. Is that so?
That is correct.
No further questions?
With proper treatment, well, the patient might have lived for 8 months, perhaps longer.
Mrs. Busick was terminally ill with cancer and had but a few days to live.
My view is that death was caused by morphine poisoning.
I feel that Mrs. Busick's death was not caused by morphine poisoning, but by a combination of ailments: cancer, coronary artery disease, and damage to the lungs.
The belief is the verdict could go either way. Prosecution and defense.
Surprise coming up, Mom.
With today's
Don't
expert.
tell me, Bugs Bunny.
Now an exclusive interview with 2 of Anne Capute's daughters, Lori and Susan.
What? Our mother could never do anything like that. She's the best nurse in the world.
That's right. She could never hurt anyone.
The district attorney, Justice
I
Finks.
told you.
In fact, the
Nothing
DA
to
has
those
told us he's
reporters.
absolutely confident of a conviction in this case. He says the crucial testimony has come.
I warned you two. You two swore you wouldn't talk to those creeps.
Mom, we were just trying to help.
And this is the thanks we get?
I can't stand any of you anymore. You only make things worse.
Mare? You okay? Honey, calm down now. Everybody says I'm gonna like this thing. Hobbs friends, my lawyer.
I'm scared they're going to take you away from me.
Oh, boy. Your hair is getting so long. So one of these days I'll have to treat you to a beauty parlor haircut, huh? What do you think about that? Remember how I used to sing you to sleep? Hmm? You're the end of the rainbow, my pot of gold. You're mommy's little girl, to have and to hold. A precious gem is what you are. You're mommy's and shining star. You're the spirit of Christmas, my star on the tree. You're the Easter bunny to Daddy and me. Your sugar, your spice, you're everything nice. And your mommy's little girl.
That's 4 more I've dug up. Terminal patients, intractable pain, loaded up with morphine, dilaudid, codeine.
Forget it. The judge will never let us use it.
Don't you know it's Saturday?
It's important. It came to me last night, Pat.
What?
You got to put me on the stand. The jury should hear from me. I was there.
No, that's a terrible idea. You'd be under oath. Knowing you blurt out all the wrong things. We're lucky the Constitution prevents Steele from calling you to testify. You would never stand up to cross-examination. No. No. What if it were just her up there?
Yeah. A defendant in a capital case can make an unsworn statement to the jury without cross-examination if the judge allows it.
You remember the first day you came here? You talked about how you cared for your patients, how you didn't want them to die alone. That's what the jury should hear. Mm-hmm. And they should hear it from you. Yeah.
I can't.
What are you talking about? You can't. You just burst in here saying you wanted to address the jury.
My hands are shaking just thinking about it. This is the little fat kid from the broken home with the rotten jobs and the busted marriages. And now this? And that TV camera looking at me? No, I can't do it.
The fat kid is dead. She's gone. This is a murder trial.
What do you know?
What?
What do either of you know? In your three-piece suits and your Mercedes cars and your fancy restaurants. What do you know about my fears and how I hate myself sometimes? You don't know anything about me.
You talk to the jury.
No way, counselor.
Hey, Charlie!
What are you doing here? I told you never to bother me on the job. What are you doing here?
You tell him.
We want you to come to court. Today and the next day and then...
I can't.
Oh, yes, you can. Lori and I are sick of excuses. You should be ashamed of yourself.
How can you ever live with yourself? Letting Mom down.
And we don't want to hear anymore how you're scared and don't know what to say to the reporters. You coming with us?
Or we'll never call you Daddy again. We mean it.
Are you sure she wants me?
She does. And you better stick up for her.
So what does this case boil down to? A nurse, a mother of 3, who medicated a terminally ill patient, then proceeded to document everything she did. Who do we believe, Do we believe Dr. Tate when he tells us that Martha Busek was terminally ill? Or do we believe the other physician who tells us that she was not? Now, both of these doctors were called as witnesses by the Commonwealth. Do we believe Dr. Tate when he says that most of the cancer was removed? Do we believe Dr. Ash when he says that most of the cancer was left in? It's, That night when Anne Capute left Miss Bannerman's office, she was told that she had been suspended for 3 days. That's all. No. But instead of calling her back to work, they suspended her for another 3 days. Your interests and those of the hospital have diverged, Anne, they said. Now, what does that mean? It means the hospital is afraid. The hospital did not know what happened. The hospital has to be careful. The hospital wants to wash its hands of Anne Capute like Pontius Pilate. There were hundreds of violations at that hospital. None of them involving Anne. Now, that tells you a little about the kind of nurse she was. Overworked, underpaid. But it takes a special kind of person to be a nurse. Anne Capute is not guilty of anything. I take that back. She's guilty. She's guilty of loving and caring for her patients. She's guilty of feeling pity, compassion, sympathy, and love for Martha Busek. That's all she's guilty of. Nothing more. Thank you.
Martha Busek had a future. Anne Capute took a future away. Anne said, my God, it would have been enough to kill an elephant. I must have killed her. Use your common sense. That woman over there, Anne Capute, took away whatever future Martha had.
Take it easy, it's almost through.
So who decides who lives and who dies? The doctor? A licensed practical nurse made that decision for somebody else. Does the defendant have a right to make that decision? Does she have a right to take away that woman's life? And take away whatever hope, whatever future she had? Martha Busek isn't here today. The charge is murder. I request on behalf of the Commonwealth a finding of guilty. Thank you.
You're on, kid.
I can't.
Yes, you
I now address the defendant, Anne Capute.
can. Stand up.
Mrs. Capute, in accordance with a long-time practice in capital cases, you are hereby granted the right to address the jury. Do you wish to address the jury?
Come on, get talking.
I do, Your Honor.
Very well, she may do so. She will not be permitted to take the stand, and she will not be sworn.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please excuse the notes. I'm afraid I'll go blank. Since I was 6 years old, the ultimate dream of my life was to be a nurse. I worked 17 years in various fields, raised a family. For 6 years, I drove a school bus. And finally, in 1977, I graduated nursing school. it became a reality. I loved my patients. And I loved nursing. And I loved Martha Busick, as I have any of those that I have cared for. Since May 6th, when Martha was operated on, it was common knowledge that she was a terminal cancer patient. Her screams of agony only proved to those hearing it that she wanted an increased dosage, and she was medicated with it to ease her agony. No one here, not the nurses, not my lawyer, not the district attorney, can possibly imagine the pain and agony she was going through, because they weren't there. But I was. The district attorney has accused me of willfully and intentionally killing Martha Busick. Not only here, and in the media. You've been hearing it for weeks now. My children have been hearing it. We've been hearing it for a year and a half. And I stand before you today and I beg of you only one thing. If you believe the district attorney when he says that I killed Martha Busick, then I ask you to return a guilty verdict. But if not, if you believe, as I swear to you is true, that I did nothing other than help Martha with her agony and her suffering, then set me free and return me to my family. Thank you for listening.
Let's take a look at the weather map now. Moving down along the coast as you look at Cape Cod, temperatures at Hyannis are about 55 degrees, humidity 50%. There's fog out there. The winds are easterly and the
Mom, we know you're going to come out okay. People are on your side. Everyone knows you're innocent.
Even the Red Sox don't have to dance like you. Now, beat it.
Night, Pop.
Night, everybody.
Good night. You think people are on my side?
Sure. The letters, nurses and hospital people waiting outside with signs.
That's the tough part. Now that they think I'm innocent, I got the feeling the jury's going to give the DA what he wants.
How can you say that?
Hard luck, Annie, I guess. Worked my butt off to become a nurse. Stayed up late, made a mess of my marriages. And now that I know I'm innocent, know it in my heart the way I should have all along, the iron bar is going to hit me. You married a loser, Charlie Capute.
Oh, hey, kid.
Hold me. Whatever happens, my dear children and my dear husband, I'll always love you and think of you and remember how you helped me. Love, Mom.
find the defendant guilty as charged of first-degree murder or of second-degree murder. Or you may find the defendant not guilty. The jury may retire.
Judging from the other case, I don't think there's a problem here. Compared to papers and
Excuse me. Coming back now.
Will the defendant please rise?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have.
On the charge of murder, how say ye? Is the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
This is Harry Smith.
And I'm Paula Zahn. This week, the latest on the Persian Gulf crisis.
Also, Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, and Jerry Lewis on CBS This Morning.
Stay tuned for your local news.